What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Dusty, and this is the Shred Academy. Today, we're going to be covering preload and the 3 biggest habits people have that could be halting their jumping progression. Hey guys, I want to thank everyone who's reached out to help me go to the Fox US Open. There has been a number of you, and I can't thank you enough. All those names should be going across the bottom of the screen right now. If you'd like to become a sponsor, the link is in the description of this video. It's $100. You get your name on my jersey. I'll shout you out on the channel. If you have a company you'd like me to support, I can put that logo on the jersey. So really appreciate the help, guys, as well as you guys becoming a Patreon. That helps support the channel to survive. If you have super thanks, there's a Venmo link or the PayPal. Just make sure it's all friends and family, or PayPal will hold it for like 30 days, and that sucks. I only get half of super thanks, so when you give me 20 bucks, I probably see 12 of that. So that's just how their taxation works. They take 40% off the top, and then taxes is another 10 or so percent. So there's a way around that: Venmo or PayPal, friends and family. Okay, let's get to the content. So we have all this space before the lip of the jump. Now our preload, and let's remember that there are 2 types of preload. We have body preload, and then we have suspension preload. If you want to hear more about those, the link to that video is in the description and possibly right up here. I'm really trying to figure that out. Anyway, there's a few habits that people have that could be really affecting them getting good timing and good form off the lip. Now the first one is going to be doing those pre-bounces up to the lip. So let's talk about that first.
All right, guys, we're going to take a look at our first bad habit, and that's having little preload bounces before we get to the jump. Now, you might get away with these, 3 out of 5 times, and somehow have your timing be perfect so that by the time you're getting your first body or last body preload down, you're in the right place. Chances are pretty slim that it's going to work out every time. And timing is very important when jumping. We only have this bit of lip to get the most lift we can. So if we're off timing and we're starting late or early, it's going to affect how we leave the lip. Now, as well, a second reason that this is bad is that usually, unless you're on a smooth flow trail that's groomed a lot, or on a skills area that is well maintained a lot, it's never going to be this smooth on the trail. Let's have a look at a clip from our last video, over here. Now there's all this chunk in here, and let's say I'm going to jump off of this rock. Let's zoom out, and I'm going to land somewhere off screen down here. If I were to try and pre-bounce in here, it just would never happen. We're going to be in a slow motion roll, and we jump out of it. Now, at speed, it's going to look like this as I get out and change it. It's going to whoop. Let's go back. Nope, sorry, wrong one. It's going to look like this. Now, there's no way I'm going to have the time in here to be doing these little preload bounces. I'm too busy dealing with the stuff on the trail, this little like 6-inch dip before where I'm going to jump. So these pre-bounces don't work because you won't be able to use them on an actual trail, and eventually it's going to throw off your timing. So let's get to the second bad habit.
Now that we know these little bounces to kind of help get us in a rhythm do no good for us, can throw off our timing, and as well, there's no room for that on an actual trail. The smooth jump trail, sure, for practicing, but when you get out on the actual trail, you usually don't have any room for that. There's usually roots and rocks and whatnot. The second bad habit people have with preload is they'll preload way too early and hold that preload all the way until they get to the lip.
Okay, everybody, our second bad habit is literally going down, preloading way too early, and then holding that preload. Now, what is that doing for us or not doing for us? First off, it's not creating a fluid motion going off the lip. Um, your preload should start here, so your whole motion is kind of fluid. You're going down, back, and then exploding off the lip. This motion kind of is like, I'm going down, and then I might go up that way. Very rigid, very stiff, so you don't want to engage this preload literally all the way back here. And you don't want to engage your preload into the back seat. If you ride up the lip like this and stay hunched, this is going to cause you to go OTB, because this rear suspension is going to rebound right at the edge of that lip. Now, that doesn't happen to me here because I'm able to stand up and push out of it, but I don't have the same power because I've also crunched down here, right, and rode it for almost 10 feet. Now, if you go, step away from your tablet, your phone, go onto flat ground and bend down and stay really low in your knees for maybe 10 seconds and then explode up, right? You're going to be way tired after holding it for 10 seconds. And then get in an athletic stance like we kind of are, let's say, right here, athletic stance, right? And then you can preload your knees and jump right out of it, right? So it's going to create more momentum instead of down, and then we'll go. There's so much wasted energy happening here. So save your energy, guys. Make sure you're preloading right here at the bottom of the transition, and make sure that you're separating your body preload and your suspension preload. Let's talk about something else that's going to hinder your jumping progress.
Our final bad habit and biggest bad habit with preload is probably just because it's misunderstood that there's two types of preload. And that's engaging the whole bike at one time and forcing your body weight into it. So let's go ahead and take a look at why that is not a good idea.
All right, guys, again, our last bad habit is a forceful preload right here that engages the suspension, and you also forcing down the fork. Let's bring me all the way up here. Now, I approach relaxed, not bad. This wouldn't be all that bad of an example if it weren't for this super hard push, right? Now, what this is doing is I push really hard down here. There's no way that I'm going to be able to keep my suspension in that really low bit of travel through this next bit of transition until I get to the point where I'm actually starting to put suspension preload into the bike. Now, I do a pretty good job here of actually getting myself to somewhat jump correctly. But another thing that this does is as I approach, right, and shove my body weight down here, okay, it's taking a lot of energy to stop myself right here, right? So I'm wasting energy with this force that is unnecessary. It's also really hard to go down really hard and then do a nice little smooth back, to initiate this front wheel lift all the way, let's see, right here. Now, I don't do an awful job of doing it, but I also can tell you that I don't make it across this jump whatsoever. I really don't get a good explosion out of it, getting my hips forward. Just going straight down to the hips doesn't start a good J-hop motion. Try to preload like that on flat ground and literally just bunny hop, and you'll feel your body trying to fight the almost instant rebound after your harsh engagement of the suspension.
Again, your body preload, guys, should just be nice and easy down so you can scoot those hips back and then explode up. I mean, that's kind of the shape that your hips are going to make. It's almost like a diving fish. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, guys, that was the third bad habit. I hope that helped.
Okay, guys, that's going to be it for bad preload habits. Now, if you like the video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment, really helps out. If you want to support the channel, please become a Patreon. It really helps pay my bills so that I can continue filming and editing videos instead of working at Walmart or, a graphics company. If you'd like to send me a super thanks, please consider sending it through PayPal or Venmo, links in the description. PayPal, send it as a friend and family. And when you send super thanks on YouTube, I appreciate it more than anything. It helps out a ton. But YouTube takes a big percentage of it. So if you say you send me 20 bucks, I may only see 12 of it. So if you send it through Venmo and just label it super thanks on YouTube, make sure that your YouTube name is on there. I'll mention you like I always do. So thank you very much, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to ride hard, ride safe, be kind to everyone. Oh, and if you see me out riding, say hello.